Hey everyone, Morgan here. It's time for a crash course in Mylar bags 101. The biggest question I get is why would I use a Mylar bag over just keeping it in its original container? Well, this bag is okay, but it is permeable. Oxygen can still get in, moisture can still get in. It seems sealed, but it can still go bad at this point. Some of the major things that make food go bad are oxygen, moisture, and light. And then others would be extreme temperatures like really high heat. And when I say go bad, it usually means that it's going to degrade it much further. Now, even if this is not open, this will be degraded after a certain period of time if it's just left in here. But when we place it in a Mylar bag and we heat seal it, it keeps oxygen out, light out, moisture out. And if you keep it in a cool, dark place, it will last 25 plus years, depending on what the food is. Some foods may only last 10. I'm going to get to that in just a minute. Hold on. So first of all, this is a Mylar bag. This is a gallon size. This is a 3-gallon size. So this is the gallon. This is a 3-gallon. I'm going to show you what a 5-gallon and what the bucket looks like as well. You can use any size you want. They even have like quart sizes, much smaller than this. Here, I'll show you. I use a lot of these for like my dehydrated foods. So they have all kinds of sizes. So while I do have a few 3-gallon, this is not a typical size that I have. I really stick with 1-gallon or 5-gallon. And it really kind of just depends on my mood. But a lot of people will find the gallon a lot easier to work with. It's much easier to handle. It's not as much food to use and open at one time. But I would like to make mention that keep in mind, guys, you're putting dry food in these Mylar bags. So when you decide to open them, and this is why I like the zipper so much, is that it's not going to suddenly go bad just because you opened it. This is dry food. I have buckets in my pantry, and you're seeing a picture here. I've been opening and closing these for like a solid year now. And this food is not bad. I'm just using it as I need it. This is dry food. The reason you put it in a Mylar bag is to extend the shelf life while it is not being used. I will finish that food in those buckets, usually within 6 months to a year, maybe a little bit longer. But if I want to extend the shelf life of food that I'm not eating so that I can have it for later and it could be the freshest possible, I'm gonna throw it in a Mylar bag. And guess what? Whenever I wanna use that Mylar bag, you can. You can use it for Tuesday, Doomsday, whenever. It really doesn't matter. Most people think that when you put something in a Mylar bag, it is sacred at this point and you never have to touch it until the apocalypse hits. Wrong. This food is to be eaten whenever you need it. If you run out of rice, you don't have to run to the store. You can just open up one of your Mylar bags of rice. The quality of the Mylar bag, I think, makes a huge difference. I have had all kinds of different quality Mylar bags. I've gotten the really cheap ones from Amazon and instantly regretted it. They are flimsy, they tear and break easily, and I feel like they're just not as good. This is from PackFresh. I buy, personally with my own money, okay? I buy all my own Mylar bags from PackFresh. I am 100% dedicated to PackFresh because of the quality. I will buy new Mylar bags every few months because I go through a lot. I have a freeze dryer, but I really like these. These are called gusset bags because they stand. I really like that quality because with the other regular Mylar bags, you have to like have this device or like hold it while you're trying to do this. But this, I can just sit it here and then I can pour my food in and go, right? And this also has a zipper. Again, like I said before, the zipper is nice for after you open it. You heat seal above the zipper because see these little notches? Just like on normal food that you have at home that you might, break open like that. You seal above the zipper so that when you open it, you can just open the zipper, use it, and then close the zipper. Now bugs and stuff aren't getting in and you can just use it as normal, right? Speaking of bugs, do you have to freeze anything before you put it in a Mylar bag? No. This is an old archaic tip, and honestly, who has the freezer space to be putting all that food in there for days at a time? I've been doing this about 15 years, you guys, and I have never and will never place anything in the freezer. Not only is it unnecessary, but you can be risking moisture in your food once you take it out of the freezer. Because once you take it out of the freezer, there could be moisture buildup in there. You're gonna have to spread it out, let it dry out. And so it takes a lot of time and effort when I could just grab the bag, put it in, and then what you're doing is you're putting an oxygen absorber inside. These are oxygen absorbers. What these are is they remove oxygen from the bag. They don't remove all of air. Oxygen is about 21% of air. It is not all of air. So nothing can survive without oxygen. When the oxygen is removed from this bag, nothing is growing, nothing is happening in this bag. It is being preserved because of this oxygen absorber and because there's no light and there's no moisture or anything else to degrade it. So the exact process would be, open up your Mylar bag, pour the contents of the food inside the bag, put an oxygen absorber inside, seal this up, and then you come over here. This is called an impulse sealer. I would put it here and seal it. Now, you don't have to have an impulse sealer like this in order to heat seal. You can heat seal on low with an iron, or you can heat seal on the low setting on a hair straightener. And then I write the contents, and then I write the month and year that I packaged it. I typically don't put instructions on how to cook anything on the outside. I actually have all of that printed. Like if I were to put ready mix, pancake mix or anything inside here, I wouldn't put the instructions on the outside. I would actually have those instructions either cut off from the box itself or printed and in another binder somewhere else. So earlier I said that oxygen absorbers only remove oxygen. As you can see, this was packaged about 2 months ago from the time of making this video. And it doesn't look sucked in all the way like vacuum packed. I do have some that look like that, but that doesn't mean all of them will do that, because the oxygen absorber is only removing oxygen, not all of air. The reason some might look sucked in over others is because of how much food, the density of food, and so many other factors. So we have to keep that in mind. If you notice that the oxygen absorber is really, really hard, that means it's been used, and unfortunately you shouldn't do it. The best way to preserve oxygen absorbers that you're not using is to re-vacuum seal them. Whether that's in a jar or a vacuum seal bag, but they need to be vacuum sealed so they don't activate with the oxygen in the air. Now you're probably wondering which foods need oxygen absorbers and which don't. These foods do not ever need an oxygen absorber. And that's because with some foods, they'll actually be turned into a rock when you remove the oxygen. But you can still put them in a Mylar bag with no oxygen absorber. You can add a silica packet or a desiccant packet, which removes moisture if you want, but you don't have to. You can just put it in the bag and heat seal it. That keeps it away from moisture. Now, here are some ideas on the screen about the types of food that you can place in Mylar bags. You want to make sure that it's completely dry or as dry as possible. All dried goods go in Mylar bags. And if it's something like a dehydrated foods, you can put them in Mylar bags, but dehydrated foods have a shorter shelf life in general just because of the way that they're preserved. So instead of, rice lasts 25 plus years, a dehydrated food may only last anywhere from 2 to 10 years, depending on what it is. It's the same for like whole milk. That's something with a little more fat, moisture, and that will only last about 10 years, when something with no or low fat milk will last 20 to 25 years. So we want to make sure that the fat and moisture content are as low as possible. This is with freeze-dried foods, dried foods, whatever. I know this isn't in a Mylar bag, but this is actually a really good example. It's butter powder. Butter powder has a little bit of higher fat, right? It's butter. And this actually has a shelf life of only about 10 years. So it's just a good example to show you that not everything is going to last 10 billion years, and that's okay. Why? Because just as you rotate the canned goods behind me, you want to rotate your Mylar bags as well. Maybe you're not going to be rotating it, every 6 months or every year. Maybe you're going to grab this rice in 2 years and you'll use it then. But the fact is that you do need to use this stuff, because even if you keep it around for 20 to 25 years, there is nutrient loss and some things will get really incredibly hard in here, especially without the oxygen and stuff. So over time, things can still degrade in these packages, but they do last for an extremely long time, way longer than if I were to keep it in this original package. Something else that a lot of people are worried about is rodents. Of course, rodents can get in here. Bugs cannot get in here. When it is heat sealed, bugs are just not getting in here. I've never had bugs get into Mylar bags. Rodents, however, if you have them just like in a garage or a shed, which that's not advisable unless it's temperature controlled. If you do store Mylar bags in a non-temperature controlled area like a shed, a garage, or even in your home, that's just somewhere that's not temperature controlled, like it gets a little warmer than usual, you're just gonna have to rotate it more often. It may not last 20 years, it may only last 10, right? So it will reduce the shelf life. But getting back to the rodents, you can put these smaller bags in here, or as you can see, this is just a 5-gallon bucket that I have put a Mylar bag in. Well, I have it here. Anyway, I'm showing pictures here of me filling and then sealing here in the bucket. So with the bucket, you can have a full 5-gallon bag, or you can put like a bunch of these smaller ones in there. Now this is a 5-gallon bag outside of the bucket. I can tend to put way more food inside of this 5-gallon bag outside of the bucket than I can in the bucket. And that's okay. It's really nice to have the buckets though, because they're stackable. They're way easier to move and store and all these things. So putting the Mylar bags in the buckets and having them in the buckets is way nicer. But I also have bags that are just like this, not inside the buckets, that I store like in a closet or something that I know rodents are not coming. I don't have rodents in my house, and if I did, I'd be getting rid of them, right? But if you are going to be storing them, like I said, in like a shed or something, you can also store them in a bin. We have tons of freeze-dried food in Mylar and lots of Mylar foods in bins. And I have just never had rodents chew through those bins. And maybe you have, and if that's the case, if you have like, you know, Terminator rodents and they are determined, then go ahead and get steel buckets or steel containers and things like that to really keep your food safe. But that's going to be up to you. One final thing that you're probably a little confused on is how big of an oxygen absorber do I need for all these different size bags? Well, here's a chart that I pulled directly from PackFresh that shows you the quantities of the cc's rather of the oxygen absorber. I don't mess around with a lot of oxygen absorbers. I have 500 cc's for all gallon sizes. If I have 3-gallon, which I typically don't, but if you use a 3-gallon, you'll use 700 cc's. And if you use 5-gallon, you will use 2,500 cc's. If you would like a discount code to purchase some Mylar bags and oxygen absorbers from PackFresh, I have a coupon code down below. It's also here on the screen. It's just Rogue. You know, get a little money off your order. Like, ooh, saving money so bad. If you have any questions about Mylar bags or packaging food in Mylar bags for long-term storage, short-term, Tuesday, doomsday, whatever, let me know down in the comments and I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you all so much for watching. Conquer tomorrow by praying today. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.